Taiwan, Taiwan is a small island, and my parents, my dad was originally from mainland China, so I'm kind of second generation in Taiwan. But this kind of identity crisis, I was born in Taiwan, but I wasn't recognized as Taiwanese. They think you are mainlander because the way I speak, my accent. And then also my first marriage, I married a Chinese.
Yes.
I'm from Taiwan, I married a Chinese artist. And then I would say Taiwan and then China, like a two different, you guys hate each other?
Yes, I remember, Ping, I'm a musician and I've been traveling and touring in China and Taiwan, and I found out that every time we came from China, flying, I had to fly over Hong Kong or over Macau to get to Taiwan. What is this crazy shit? I mean, we're not so far away. Why do we have to fly from Shanghai to Macau, from Macau to Taiwan, to Taipei? I was totally shocked because I said, okay, this is a Republic of China. They have some political problems with each other, but how stupid is that to direct the flights like this?
Yes, it is something I grew up with, this ideology. We were brainwashed over train. You hate Chinese. Chinese people are bad. They're communist. And the Taiwan people, we are Taiwan. And then until I married one. I married Chinese. My first marriage in China. And then I have a daughter who was born in China.
Ah.
Yeah. And then I can feel the kind of policy. We towards each other, we hate each other so much. We call Taiwan and China, it's called two shores. The relation between
who is providing for this hate? Who is doing this? I mean, who is saying, well, these are communists and we are Democrats, or we are whatever, capitalists?
They input into
the
education.
Government? Is it the government who's doing it?
Yes, education. They teach you how to hate Chinese. And they show you how terrible a communists they are. And then they told you everything what they want you input your brain. And then when I really actually lived in China for first like 4 years,
yes.
when my daughter was born, she was born in China. So I learned that I would say something funny. That back then you can see all the store, the clothing, all the merchandise, cheap made quality. I said, really, this is bad. Made in China, everything is bad. Quality is bad. And then I moved to States, become American, and
it's all made in China.
Yeah, all the poor quality.
Yes.
Okay, now it's a Walmart everywhere. I said, really? So the price, you consider the currency and the cost of living, really? So this is what quality we get here in the United States now. So, I live in China probably 4 years, and then States 17 years. I away from Taiwan 20 years.
But how did you feel as a Taiwanese in China? What was the difference between these two countries?
You know what? We are people. That's not much different. That's why I'm getting tired of fighting for who you are. You are Taiwanese or you're Chinese. I'm married Chinese. I have a daughter in China. I don't know who I am. So I'm getting tired of this ideology of fighting and then prove to yourself identity. How about we are human being? Really? We are human being. You can see Chinese people, Chinese are spoken in Hong Kong and then in Singapore, and then also a lot of Asian countries. So what you want to tell me? I don't need to prove who I am. I'm just being. So that's the kind of attitude I have. We are human beings. Why you want to use ideology to separate people, divide people? So
yeah, but Ping, it is done in the whole world. Yeah. It is even done here in Europe. Maybe you heard about our problems in the EU and the United Europe, and you always do it. You do it in America. These are Republicans, these are Democrats, these are Asians, these are Americans, these are Mexicans. You always try to put people in chapters and say this is this and this is this. But the human being, where is it? I mean, don't we need all the same? We need shelter, we need a house, we need clothes, we need something to eat, and we need also affection and love.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what combines us all. And But the question is, it seems that you are very interested in finding out about the freedom, because you moved from Taiwan to China. You even marry a Chinese, although they told you, hey, Chinese is not good. And then you, even afterwards, you moved to America.
Yeah.
And did you think, just be honest, because we all try things and we believe something that will happen one day. Did you believe that you go into a country of freedom and wealth?
States? Oh.
Did you believe this before you went there? What did you
Not
think
really.
before?
I guess somehow, even before I moved away Taiwan, I never considered states or Chinese are so much different. I believe this, when the big piece of land there, we don't see from outside. We don't want to see in there. Like the Chinese, China. People don't really know what's in there. They just say, okay, before there was red China, right? And then also, okay, states, okay, he says it's blue freedom. You don't really know until you really live there. And then a lot of people say, hey, I was vacation in state 2 weeks. I was vacation 2 months somewhere. You know what? In traveling, you don't see really a lot. You have to live there. You will reach. You will hit any angles like Medicare, tax section, social welfare, and then also racism, culture. You have to live the place long enough to really see what's angle out there. So, anyway, there's something I realized that when I was in the States, after my finger broken, I realized that this is none of the things I should do. I should use my language skills. So I translated a lot of information from English to Chinese. I want the Chinese reader to know that's not really you think. I, as freelance and then volunteer translator, I can translate whatever I want. I will not get paid for it, but I'm free to do so.
You want to give information to other people.
For real, the truth.
The truth.
Yeah. And then the first thing I realized when I was a medical interpreter in States, I discovered there's some big scam, cancer cost, and also cancer business, and also psychiatric drugs, mental illness drugs.
Isn't everything a business?
Oh, yes.
I mean, if we talk just about it, but maybe we made the system so that the human being is getting also as a business. You are a business. And if you don't make money, you are no good business.
Oh, yeah. We are building a lot of rocks to smash our own feet. Now human beings, we're getting, I think, dumber. The economic growing, not the money floating around, but people are dumber. When I was in States 17 years, I never heard about what's called ADHD and mental illness.
That was new. That was from the West, something new they created.
Yeah, and then they want to sell you drugs. And I realized that, when I was a medical interpreter, I would work with different doctors, different doctor backgrounds. And American trained doctors and also Indian trained doctors, they will give you different treatment.
And also in China, I know because I've been 3 times there, I told you.
Yes.
And I was in a pharmacy in China.
Uh-huh.
And it was totally different.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it smells so different. They have so many herbs here, so many strange things I've never seen. We don't have this in Germany. It wouldn't even be allowed. Yeah, because they want to sell their pharma industry pills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something the very last few years when I get off myself as a homeless situation. I have 4-time jobs. I work 3 jobs. I have 1 full-time, 2 part-time jobs. So teaching Chinese and also playing a piano as during weekends, and then full time. So I was doing well, and the past 3 years I have 3 jobs. I have good income. So that was something I started thinking. You know what? I think I feel empowered. I want to push more to find out truth about what's going on. As medical interpreter and then also legal interpreter, I hit every angle, immigration and anything related about human life. So until I discovered universal basic income.
When was it that you heard about the universal basic income the first time?
After I translated a lot of information about social justice and medical scam, cancer treatments, and then also a lot of alternative treatments and the mental illness, I discovered really we are living in a false society.
It's all an illusion.
Yeah, we thought we need that, we don't. And then until I found out I translated one image about universal basic income, and then I say, really? That's the answer. That's the answer. There's something missing, because everybody has fight survival, so everybody is so greedy, you have to grab stuff in. They are so terrified, everybody drowning. So that's why the whole world turns so ugly, because everybody see that. You see that you can imagine everybody.
It's a concurrence.
Yeah.
You need to fight for your life, and I think the unconditional income is a very good idea for people to wake up.
Yes.
Was it waking you up when you heard the first time about it?
I found out this answer because I've been thinking about injustice, and I've been and I feel a lot of wrong. I feel a lot of wrong about society in the States, in China, and Taiwan, anywhere. I say, really? Is it was me feel wrong, or it is wrong? And then until I discovered universal basic income, so I say, you know what? I'm going home. I'm going home, where I was born. Taiwan, that was my home.
Could you measure it? How the injustice, is it more in the Western countries or in the Eastern countries, or is the injustice just on different positions different? Can you say something about it? Is it the same injustice?
Injustice is everywhere, but just because the culture, Asian culture, we were brainwashed. I think brainwashed by the education or culture, being submissive. You don't want to be rebellion. You don't speak up. We don't emphasize individualities. They think they want a harmony. The harmony means just whatever authority, higher power say so, you do so. Be obedient. That's something you call harmony.
The Chinese are very obedient.
Yes, very submissive. Yeah, and then also in this kind of slavery mentality, we were built.
Mental slavery.
Mentally or labor. They can just, people think that this is called humble. That is not humble. That's not called humble. Means you mean slave and you don't complain. Because you're complaining, you are arrogant. So in other words, the current culture misleading people think, the majority of people thinks, for example, me, I think we are fighting for human rights by promoting basic income. Mm-hmm. And then there's a lot of people holding the slavery mentality so hard. No, we should not ask for that. Okay. Really?
Yeah, I think worldwide we were taught to, if you want to live good, then you have to obey. Then you have to go the ways that are made for all of us, like the school and then the university or learning a job or whatever. It's like a way, and we all have been brainwashed like this, because if you really go back or go to the center of what means life, then there is not so much needed. Yeah. There is not so much fighting for it. We just live. And we have a very, if you look around the world, around the environment, we have all is provided for us already. Yeah. But the thing is that the last 200-300 years of industrialization made us believe that we have to work hard for our living. Yeah. And I think this is globally like this. Mm-hmm. No matter if it's a little bit more democratic, a little bit more communist, a little bit more dictatorial, I think it's the same.
Yeah, this kind of the reason I started become an advocate for universal basic income, regardlessly, and I want to go global, not even Taiwan, because Taiwan and Asia people endure inhuman work condition more. You can see there's something, well, after 17 years, I returned to Taiwan. And then when I look at the living condition or working condition, I say, really? Seriously? I think it's like a frog jumping in the boiling water. I was jumping right out. I say, okay, this is something is not happening. It's something, I can't endure the kind of living condition or the working condition.
They live in very small houses and very small apartments. Is that right?
You have to afford to. Now Taiwan is the highest housing. People have to not eating, not spending money, 16 years to get a one-piece lousy, crappy apartment in Taiwan. 16 years. So
I don't know if you know, but I'm from the Humanistic Peace Party, and we have 3 questions for everything we work with, and these are: does it serve human beings? Does it serve the environment? And does it serve the global peace? So these 3 questions are never asked. Everything that is asked right now globally is, how can I make more money? Yeah. And I mean, this is something very strange, because money is made up from us, human beings. It's not a natural state of being. Yeah. Money is unnatural. And we go, the whole world, and I don't know why it came like this, that the whole world is trying to tell us that we have to work for money to live. I mean, this is so unnatural, and in some cases, it's so hard that you could die. If you don't have money, you just die of hunger, of homelessness, of whatever, of cold, because it's cold outside. Where is the humanity, Ping? Where is it? Can we find it somewhere on this global planet?
Yes, in global scale. When I discovered universal basic income, I jumped in right away and full time, because I think this answer I've been looking for. I was on the street, right? I see what people homeless. It's
intelligent people.
Yeah.
People with a story in their life.
And then also people are talented, and then for talented, why? Because they cannot make a steady income. Like you can get a steady paycheck. Really? So that's how the society appreciates people who have talented or creativity.
They don't fucking care about your talent. Do you think did ever somebody care about your finger that you cannot be a concert pianist anymore?
No. When I was forced to take the job, people would say, "Oh, little princess, time need to
wake up out of your beautiful dream."
Yeah. So that's very strange. We were well trained and we performing, but it's not rewarding by this social structure currently. They don't reward creativity. And then, okay, how about all the people become labor, like a machine can do labor? That's great. But these robots can do better job than us. What are you gonna do anyhow? And then this it comes down to people get dumber because they do a lot of labor job.
Yeah, well, they call it Industry 4.0. You heard about it?
Yeah.
It's about the digitalization and the robots coming and they take our work. But that's okay on a way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we invented the computers for doing better jobs, for making the jobs easier and faster than we can do it as human beings. So now we have also to change our way of thinking. If we involved this, or if we discovered that computer can do it, robots can do it, what are we doing?